Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back here to another episode of Intuitive Angling, and really appreciate you guys swinging by the channel and checking it out today. And I got a little bit different video today, guys. I want to take some time here and I want to give you guys some advice, and sort of like some fatherly advice to everybody out there. Whether some of you guys believe it or not, I've been doing this for a long time, over 50 years fishing for bass, and I do got some things I can teach you. And I want to teach you guys. I want to pass this, down to you guys, and maybe you can pass it down to your friends or family or kids or whatever, and just keep the tradition of bass fishing roll along. So anyway, we're going to get into that in today's video. Also, guys, real quick reminder, I just wanted to let everybody know about the big spring tackle warehouse fishing tackle sale that they got going on right now. They got a bunch of cool deals on spring fishing tackle, 25% off and more, and a bunch of stuff. I'll put my tackle warehouse link in the description, my spring sale link in there. If you guys want to use that link, it's a really good way to help the channel out and get you some good tackle also. So much appreciated. Okay, guys, this is sort of going to be a wide-ranging, sort of like a father and son talk. Maybe that's the best way to put it, because one of the things about it, when I learned so much from my dad really about the last 10 years of his life, because when I was younger, I listened to him, but I didn't pay attention to it. I didn't value his wisdom for what it was, simply because I was young and dumb. And I think that's pretty common, I think, out there. So I sort of want to approach this in the same format that, excuse me, about how my dad was trying to pass along good information that I really ignored and maybe didn't take. And up until the last 5 or 10 years of his life, I really realized how brilliant and wise he was in a lot of different things out there. This video is the point. I want you to get the most out of bass fishing by the end of this video. And one of the things I want to talk right off the bat is like, one of the biggest things that holds people back from becoming really good anglers is time. And what I mean by that is it takes time to become a good angler. I mean, it does, especially in traditional bass fishing techniques. You can't rush it, and it takes a lot of on the water time. And a lot of people just don't have it, because a lot of people have, they got family responsibilities, they work, they got other things they got to do, and they just don't have that much time to get to the lake as other people do. It's amazing to me, because I've got some friends out there that it's like they're on the water all the time, and I'm like, when do you guys ever even mow your grass? You guys, I don't understand how they even get anything done at home, because they're always fishing out there. So there's sort of a reality to the situation that some people are going to be limited in how good they get as an angler, simply because they don't have the time to put into it. Not that they don't want to, they just don't have the time. And other people out there, they may have set up their lives around the situation where they have a lot more free time. They don't have responsibilities, they don't have family responsibilities, and they can just be on the water more. So there is there is a reality to that situation that really can't be denied with that. So one of the things that you're going to have to do as far as becoming a better angler is you got to really balance you got to balance your personal life with your fishing life, and sort of put priorities one way or the other. Personally, as I get older, I think that it's more important to put your time and your effort into your personal life to nurture your friends and your family over fishing. I think fishing should take a secondary step to that. But the advice I want to give you guys here, and I want you guys to really listen to this, and there's going to be some people that are going to get puffed up by it when I say this, but and I'm going to explain it while I go here, because we've been through the whole LiveScope deal over and over again, and we'll probably continue doing that. But one of the things I want to do in this video, when you're talking about terms of having fishing as this deep-seated, gratifying, nurturing, healing experience that fishing can be, is I want to encourage everybody to resist the urge to basically start using forward-facing sonar in your fishing. And I want to explain what I mean by that. If you're one of those anglers out there that are, balls to the wall, and you've got both heels dug in, and you're fully vested in forward-facing sonar and LiveScope, I'm here to tell you right now, you are missing out on so much. You got to listen to me on this. I'm telling you, I know what I'm talking about with this, because if you decide to go down that path, the dark path, in my opinion, of forward-facing sonar and live scope like that, you miss out on everything that is valuable in bass fishing out there. And if you approach fishing, if you get into fishing, I don't care whatever stage of your life that you're in, if you get into bass fishing and try to adopt bass fishing at its purest level, you are going to benefit so much from that. You're going to emotionally, mentally, spiritually, intellectually, everything like that, because it's a completely different world. The world of bass fishing prior to forward-facing technology is like a different universe completely, because if you focus your time that you have on the water, the limited amount of time that you have on becoming a student of bass behavior, mood, personality, in relationship to every environmental, factor that goes out there, and you start practicing it as an art form, you're going to wind up, by the time you get done with your fishing at the end of your life, it is going to be so much more rewarding than if you spend your entire fishing life staring down at a screen out there. Because what happens if you approach bass fishing the way it's intended to be, and fishing in general the way it's intended to be, you develop a connection with the fish on a much more intimate level than you'll never get with forward-facing sonar out there. And what I mean by this is that when you fish traditional bass fishing techniques, which is pretty much target-oriented fishing, target-oriented and hard structure fishing. I consider bass fishing to be throwing at targets, throwing at hard structure, drop-offs, rocks, that type of stuff, laydowns, wood, traditional bass fishing techniques. There is such a vast world of complexities and variables within that world out there. They can't even begin to be touched with forward-facing sonar, because once you become a student of the fish in traditional bass fishing techniques, you have to understand every single variable. You have to understand everything about light intensity and sun angle, and the amount of daylight hours, the amount of light time hours, the water temperature fluctuations based upon weather patterns, different water visibilities based upon the tint of the color of the water and the visibility of the water, how that changes with environmental conditions that come through, different type of rain, runoff, current discharges, all that type of stuff. You have to delve into casting angles, boat positioning, speed of retrieve, cadences, different type of colors that trigger shallow water bites, different type of lure profiles. The list goes on and on and on. You have an endless set of variables that are involved with traditional bass fishing that are far more complex and difficult than if you stare down at a freaking video game. I'm trying to equate this to something the best way I can, but to me, it's almost an insult to a bass, and it's almost an insult to your intelligence as an angler to rely on something like an electronic unit for all of your success out there. Because if you rely on forward-facing sonar and all these anglers that are starting to adopt it in tournaments now, your entire reality in fishing, your entire reality is centered around something that's not real. It's artificial. An electronic unit, forward-facing sonar, is something that is not connected to the fish whatsoever. It is not fair chase. We talked about this before. And I simply think it's disrespectful to the fish. It's like when you artificially find the fish, and that's what this is. You are artificially locating the fish without any of your instincts and intuition and primal skills. That everything out there that forms the power at the core of your being as a fisherman, if you rely on technology to do that, you cut yourself off from everything. What happens if your electronics goes down? What happens if you have a short or something in your wiring and you're dead in the water? I venture to say out there, guys, there's probably half the bass anglers in this country right now that are killing it in tournaments. If their units went down from some type of electrical issue, they're not going to catch any fish. They don't know what to do. They have no clue on how to find a bass with traditional means. They don't understand seasonal movements and patterns at all. They're just completely oblivious to the thing out there. And is that really what you want to be as an angler out there? Do you want to have this umbilical cord tied to you, which forward-facing sonar is an umbilical cord, that's all it is, to rely on that to catch fish? So the point I want to make in this video, as far as giving you guys some good advice, is guys, don't get sucked down the dark path. Do not get sucked down this road of technology. Don't buy the propaganda. Don't buy the normalization of it. Don't listen to, whatever news outlet or tournament organizations that report, on forward-facing sonar like it's something normal and it's here to stay. Resist it. Resist the temptation to get sucked into that, because if you do that, you're going to become hollow inside as an angler. You're simply not going to have the deep primal satisfaction that comes from fishing and knowing your quarry and knowing your target of bass out there like you would without that. And 25% of you guys are going to say, yeah, whatever, Andy, whatever, old man, just go yell at the clouds some more, something like that. I get it. There's 25% of the population out there that it goes over their head. They don't understand what I'm talking about here. But to the other people out there, if you guys are on the fence a little bit out there, just take some advice from Uncle Randy here, and don't go down that road. You don't have to do that. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you lose a step, and it doesn't matter if you don't do as good in tournaments out there. At the end of the day, when you're laying on your deathbed and you look back at your life and you reflect on bass fishing, you're going to have a big smile on your face approaching fishing from just the natural way it was meant to be, and not the artificial, sterile, clinical way that it's becoming right now. So anyway, I hope whoever needs to hear it has heard this video out there, and I try to put it in the best words that I can with that, but I think you sort of get the gist of what I'm talking about out there. And like I said, guys, I'm gonna stay on this. This is not anything I do for clicks. It's not anything I do for attention. It is something I truly believe, from the depth of every part of me as a bass fisherman out there. And I have taken the heat as a result of it, guys. I got so many stories that I can tell you about how it has hurt me to become out as a vocal opponent of this. But like I said, you got to do what's right, man. That's the thing about it. Sometimes you have to do the right thing, even if it's not the popular thing. And I'd encourage everybody else to do that. So anyway, shoot me some comments, guys. I'd be happy to answer any questions you have. I'd happy to give you guys some advice. And like I said, a lot of you guys may not think that I know what I'm talking about, but it's just like same with my dad. I didn't think he knew what he was talking about until about the last 5 or 10 years of his life. And then I wised up and saw the wisdom of some of the old timers there. So if you're one of those guys that are younger and you think that old dudes out there are all washed up and need to, be retired to the pasture, you're probably a little bit immature in that matter. I think everybody is, until they get a little bit older. So anyway, talk to you guys later. See you.